Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin has seen a bit of a bounce since the last update, and this is great because we're still holding support, but we see quite a bit of volatility there. Clearly, the bulls don't want to give up, but the bears still have some strength. So we're going to take a look at that, particularly on the smaller time frame. Looking here at the bigger picture on the daily time frame, situation hasn't changed. We still have an ABC structure on this chart, holding the upper main support zone, which is defined between 50,700 and 61,770. So this is considered an ABC flat structure in which the C wave can be considered technically complete. I cannot rule out one more low. This is exactly what we're watching for at the moment on the 1 hour time frame. At the moment, the levels are still being respected, also on the 1 hour time frame. So I'm going to take a look at that in a minute. We've even had a break above a trend line, the trend line that I showed you in the last video, which was a potential long trade setup. But obviously things happened quite quickly in crypto, so it happened after the last update. The $50,700 level is still the critical support. So as long as we are holding that, the wave count here that you can see in white on the daily time frame remains technically valid. I mean, unfortunately, Bitcoin broke recently below the 200-day moving average. I mean, I'm not using that. Moving average really, but we talked about it yesterday in our member live stream. By the way, if anybody's interested, I gave some additional indicators about Bitcoin, Bitcoin's overall market situation, not what I typically show in the video, but we took a look at the moving averages as well, and the 200-day obviously was broken, seem to be retesting it from below at the moment. Now, technically, the next main moving average, in my view, I mean, I'm not using them really for decisions because they are quite unreliable, but the next main one for anybody who's interested is sort of the 1 day moving, and not the 1 day, the 1 year moving average, the 365-day moving average, and that's currently around 47K. This is also going up continuously. So it might provide some additional support. It's also in the lower Fibonacci zone. The lower Fibonacci zone is between 48.6K and 42.7. This is the support zone which would be relevant for a larger wave forward. So if we see a break below the upper support zone, below 50.7K, I cannot maintain anymore the idea of this wave count. I will have a hard time seeing this still as a bull market. At least it would be significantly delayed, the rally to 100K plus. But we could still watch the lower support region in a larger wave 4, okay? And that's defined, as I said, between basically 48 and 42K. And the 1 year moving average runs through that. But I can tell you that probabilities for a much more bearish wave count increase below 50.7K. What that means for you and your portfolio, only you can decide. I know that I would not do anything with my Bitcoin positions for various reasons. I already took some profits when we were entering, I think, the 60K range. I have since then accumulated slowly again, very slowly, because my average price is much lower. I haven't sold my core position yet that I bought in the bear market. So the average price is low for that one. So I don't want to, let's say, increase my average price or average cost too much by accumulating high now, okay? So therefore, I don't mind the price giving us a significant drawdown just to accumulate lower again with larger positions. So that's my view. Of course, I would, obviously, that's hopefully doesn't need to be, it's obviously needless to say, that I would stop out of any futures positions, but I don't have any futures positions run at the moment. But yeah, I mean, that is hopefully clear. That is a must in my opinion. I mean, when support breaks, futures have to be, closed. But that's the idea on the daily. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Here, the scenario that we discussed yesterday is technically still valid. Before we really dive into the microstructure, the idea is that this is a C wave down in the white scenario. Okay, even here we could get one more low. Okay, so this is just the 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame. You see the main support zone here between 50.7 and 61.8K. This move to the downside looks technically complete. Doesn't mean the correction has to be complete, but it's technically complete. We can therefore watch for a reversal. Doesn't mean the reversal has to happen, but if certain patterns show, then we can say that we've probably bottomed. For me, that would be a 5-wave move up above resistance, above 61.5K. It's a bit questionable based on, or looking at the microstructure, if we've really bottomed here in wave 4. I will talk about that in a minute, but overall, I think all you need to know is, yes, the wave count to the downside is technically full. Obviously, we can easily get another low because this main support region still has space down to 50.7K, so one more low cannot be ruled out, which would be confirmed with a break below the Friday low at 53.6K. But any break below yesterday's low, 54.4 basically, would already, I think, confirm that we're heading down in yellow wave C of 4. So basically, it would form another low. And then 50.7K is just the main support level, right? In this overall scenario, still has space for one more low. However, I need to really believe we've bottomed. I mean, at the moment, it's just the potential to really believe we've bottomed. And for me to confirm it, I need to see those 5 waves up as per the white scenario, which means we wanted to see an initial 5-wave move up, happened. We wanted to see a corrective pullback forming a higher low, not breaking below the 78.6 retracement, happened. Okay, so that actually did hold. It looked in my last video a little bit as if we would break it, but actually we did hold it. No, actually in the last video we were still up here somewhere. But in one of the signals I sent late yesterday in our gold membership, it looked as if it would break it, but there was no sustained break of the 78.6 retracement, and the invalidation point for that 1-2 setup is the Friday low. So I have to still see this as acceptable and valid. However, still it was a very deep retracement. So technically I'd say the white count has problems. Maybe in its nuances, I would say the yellow count has become a bit more likely, but it ultimately depends on how high we go now. For example, if this is the yellow count, ABC, which would then lead to another low, we would stay in resistance, so below 61.5K pretty much, and we would most likely not break above, the 1.38 extension, and most likely not above the trend line. And this has become more likely given the, even though just brief break of the 78.6 fib level. However, we broke above the trend line, indicating that at least the C wave to the upside is unfolding. So a key level here is 59,390, which is the 100% extension. If the white count is unfolding, I need to see that third wave get at least to 61,420. And then we still wanted to hold a higher low in wave 4 and form one more high in wave 5. And then we can talk about, okay, we probably bottomed. Okay, let's add the support for the next higher low onto the chart, and then we can go. For now, this is just something I'm observing here, the white count, just seeing as how it goes. But yeah, support did hold, micro support, but we now next need to break above the Sunday high and get to that 1.38 extension to consider this a viable third wave in the white count. There's a high risk of failing, especially here at 59.4K. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.